Welcome back, everyone. So I'll be doing a new series on Grounded. I was going to do a sort of gameplay of the ground, a gameplay through Grounded, but I'm doing something different. So with this series, it's going to be a bug hunt series. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing with this is, well, as you can see here, I've got the first one's going to be the aphid, but I will show. So you've got the data. I'll be starting with all the harmless creatures first when I tag them all, and then I'll be going up here and doing all these ones. Possibly, I don't know. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do these yet. I was sort of thinking of doing like what you'd find, because obviously you'd find the weevil and the aphid first, and then you'd probably end up finding the red ants, and then you'd probably, depending on it, you'd find your lady beetle. But what I'll be doing instead, I'm thinking, is going across the board like this. Only thing I want to do was, I know I'm doing the harmless creatures first, and they're technically last here, but I thought they're the harmless creatures, they're not that hard exactly to get, so I thought probably the easiest things to cover. I probably won't be covering the bosses, like the wasp queen or the mantis or like the brood mother, stuff like that, because obviously those are boss fights. They're not like your general creatures you're going to find everywhere. Because obviously I'm going to go over like their strengths and weaknesses. So if we go back here, like obviously we've got the red ant, which is obviously we can see their weaknesses and their weak points. Yes, you can just look in these normally, but what I want to try and do is sort of talk about the different weapons, what you can use, and find out what the best weapon, like the absolute best or near enough the absolute best weapon to use against them. Like, just for an example for this, what can we use as the example? Well, like a Lawmite, for an example. I'll essentially, for that, I'll explain they're weak enemies. They're not that hard to kill. You can kill them with most things, but then say you get a lava, I might talk about you don't want to take these on very early, because they will get you very early. But then obviously the weakness is spicy and resistant to chopping. But then I'll see some weapons might be the spicy, but then I might find, which I think it's the katana, the flaming katana, is best, I think, against them. Most enemies will also, if they're weak to something, they'll be weak to certain weapons, like either the coal katana or the mint morning star sort of stuff, or the spicy, I don't know what the morning star one is, but like the mint mace, stuff like that. So obviously some things are going to be the same, but then I'll see some things I might find a bit different. It's like, for an example, the what have we got? What do we look at? I'm thinking now. The old weevils, I can usually take these on of now, and obviously the other orb weavers. I can actually take them on normally, with, like, say, red ant armor and blocking. That's a very important thing, is blocking. But some things might be a bit harder to block. I can usually read most of the bugs' movements normally. But sort of stuff like that, of either tactics of how to, or what I've found to be the best. Obviously, if anyone else as well with these videos, what I'll be doing, if you have your own way of dealing with them and you find a way that suits you better than what I do, let me know in the comments because obviously what I find to be the easiest way to deal with one enemy, someone else might find another way to do it easier than that. So obviously to a degree, there's going to be a fair few ways to deal with most enemies, but most enemies will be on that sort of line of similarity to defeat them. But that's sort of as is what this series is going to be. And and like as is each time we do it, we're going to be decorating this area or an area that I'm going to sit in. And then we're going to go hunt places, and I'm also going to talk about the absolutely best place, or once again, where I find to be the absolute best and easy place to farm these different things. Once again, I find it like red ants, for the example, the red ant hill thing. I find that the easiest there, but then you can also find them here near the oak tree. So obviously there will be different things that people prefer to be at, and obviously depending where you're at. Obviously, if you're early on the game, you don't want to go do the red ant hill because they're just going to swarm you. But as is, there's different things, and there might be certain places where bugs can't actually attack you, so that's another thing. And also, if it's good to have 2 people or not, because me and my mate, we double teamed a black ox beetle. We were both attacking it. Had it focused on me. I was blocking and stabbing, and so are they. So that's the thing. Some bugs are a lot easier to do when you've got 2 people or more who can essentially surround it and take it on like that. So there's a few other things with this. Obviously, they won't be coming out. They will be coming out a bit, but not like every day, because also we're still playing through. But obviously, I want to do my research on stuff before bringing out an episode of this stuff to give people again the best information. Pro the harmless creatures, they're going to be the easiest, so I probably will get through them reasonably quickly. Maybe 1 or 2 a week when I start it, but anyway, that will be coming soon. And as is, if anyone has any better ideas on of how they, like what weapons they use against things or places to farm them, as is, put a comment in and help everyone find what they are. As is, help everyone to essentially farm everything up, because why not? But anyway, hope everyone has enjoyed, and see you next time.